Hey, what's going on, guys? This is me, JD Studios. Before I get into the review of the DC Minifigure series, I just wanted to say thank you so much, guys, for 150 subscribers. It means the world to me. Hopefully we'll stay on that mark or maybe go above it. But for that, I'd like to do a Q&A, but I don't really think that. We'll see. So if you guys want to leave some questions in the comment, if we get 5 questions, I'll do the video. If we don't, I won't do one at all. Not the end of the world. I would like to do a Q&A, but like whether or not I actually get any questions is another matter entirely. But let's get into the minifigure series 2. It has 16 minifigures. I'm a huge DC fan, if you don't know. And this series is just great for me. Like, I didn't have a lot of DC minifigures before this. Now I've got a fair few. So let's get into the minifigures. Starting off, we have Mr. Miracle. Really, I love the minifigure, I really do. It's got amazing, all these minifigures have outstanding prints, printing, dual moulding, Lego has given them the works. The only thing I'd say is some of these minifigures, like this accessory, is just not particularly exciting. It's a pair of handcuffs and a chain. Not really hugely exciting, so I'm just going to pull those off so you can get a better look at the minifigure. But these are our accessories, they really do suck. I really wish they'd just gone with like a 1x2 printed tile of the mother box, which would have been way more cooler, more accurate to the minifigure. But this is Scott Free. He is an escape artist and also the son of Highfather, but he was given to Darkseid in a peace pact. So he was raised on Apocalypse as like a slave. He became an escape artist after he escaped from his cells in Apocalypse and came to Earth. Really great minifigure. Love the printing, love the dual moulding. There's like a good look at it on the back. There is no head print, but it's still really awesome minifigure. One of my favourite in the series, but not in the top 3. Now let's move on to Wonder Woman. Straight up, this is in the top 3. This is one of my favourite minifigures of the series. It looks amazing. Admittedly, not a huge fan of the skirt. It's cute, but not amazing. That was the last hour of truth, by the way, which is her accessory. But it can easily be removed, and if you do remove it, the printing underneath, you just get a complete, really awesome looking Wonder Woman minifigure anyway. So it's got like the curves for all female minifigures. It does have dual face print. As you can see, you've got Happy Diana, Sad Diana. It's got a nice back print. You can see the dual moulding that's showing through. It's got the van braces printed on. But it's just like the sheer level of printing on the minifigure. It just comes together really nicely, which is why it's one of my it's in the top 3 favourites of the series. It is just an amazing minifigure. Now let's move on to Aquaman. Aquaman looks really good, not gonna lie. I absolutely love this hook piece that they gave him. Looks really good and quite accurate to the comics when he did have this. We also have this fish accessory, which is terrible. They really should have gone with the trident. It does have like the Jason Momoa style hair. And then he's got a face print on the back, dual moulded legs. It's really good side like printing. It doesn't have printing on this side, but it does on this arm, and it comes together really nicely for the minifigure. It does a great job. But yeah, it's not my favourite of the series. There are some really good ones. Now let's move on to Stargirl. Now this is 100% of our top 3 just because of the TV show. Like, I loved the Stargirl TV show. I really did. I'm a massive sucker for that kind of stuff. It was a great show written by Jeff Johns, and this Stargirl is a great representation of the Stargirl from the show. It's got the staff. I really wish Lego had just gone out and done like a new piece entirely for the staff, which would have done it a bit more justice, but hey ho. Looking at, it's got some really nice arm printing, amazing leg printing with the dual moulded legs, and I love that they've actually shown that, because in the show Courtney takes the original Starman's uniform and kind of does it into like the top part being into like sort of a crop top piece, and Lego, as you can see, they've actually like reflected that on the minifigure quite well, in my opinion. And then this is one of my favourite parts of the minifigure. It's the second bit, which is just a smile with braces on. It's just cute considering she's like a teenager in the show. And in all the comics, like it's just, I love it. It's just like an added detail Lego's put in that really works for the character and the minifigure. Now let's move on to Cyborg. Like Aquaman, Cyborg has a terrible accessory. It's just a purple chain. I don't know what Lego is thinking. It's not really an accessory, but this minifigure is amazing. Like all the minifigures in this series are gorgeous looking, but the leg printing, the back printing, it's just printed all over. The only thing that I'd say is kind of a drawback of this minifigure. Like the headpiece is incredible, but once you take it off, you can see that they haven't done a dual print, which I kind of wish they had. To be honest, I really wish we'd got a second face of him, like just with a different expression. But considering how good the minifigure looks, how well they've just done with that mold, which is half hair, half like the Cyborg piece, it just looks incredible. So I will forgive Lego on that one. Now let's move on to Batman. Now I'm a huge fan of this minifigure. This is my favourite minifigure in the series, hands down. I'm a diehard Batman fan, and this is the first appearance of the Batman like detective comics way back in the 19 whatever. It's got the blue batarangs, which is really cool. It also comes with this. To be honest, the blue batarangs kind of like did the job. The face print underneath, I really like it. They've got these goggles at the top with Bruce Wayne's head, but the helmet piece itself is just really unique. It's something that Lego's like you've just never seen that before on a Batman, and it does really remind me of the original Batman design. We also have, and this is one of my favourite bits, the gloves are purple. So in the original Batman, I can't remember what his gloves looked like. I think they were purple as well. But if you go back to even as far back as the New 52, Scott Snyder's Batman 0 year, before he became like the fully fledged Batman, he was using these purple gloves in 0 year, which is really sick that's in this minifigure. Again, dual printing. I love that they've actually gone and done the pants and stuff. It just, like, the print just looks amazing. And on the back, got more printing of his utility belt going all the way around. This is just an outstanding minifigure. It is my favourite Batman minifigure thus far, just because it's such a callback to the classics. It doesn't have arm printing, but it doesn't really need it. Now let's move on to Huntress. Huntress is also another really good minifigure. It comes with the crossbow, which is like a staple of Huntress, but I'm just going to take that away so you can get a better look at the minifigure. It comes with those cool little actual attachable utility belts. And then we've got some proper leg printing, which is kind of hard to see in this low light. There's no side leg printing, but she does have arm printing, which works really nicely. And it comes with a cape with a dual print. If we lift it up, there is a really nice back print. I have to say that the Huntress minifigure is one of my favourites in the series, just because the design is just that good. I don't really follow Huntress as much in the comics, but she just looks amazing in this particular series. Let's move on to Metamorpho though. Now this is another amazing minifigure with just a really unique element. It's got, because Metamorpho has made up of all these, what was it, element? I can't remember. He's just got all these different elements. I love that he's got like the purple on one side with this purple printed arm, and orange on one side with orange, like with arm printing. But the part that I love most of all is his legs. It's that single translucent leg that just looks so damn good. Lego has never really done a minifigure with translucent legs before, I don't think. But like this minifigure, the printing on it is just outstanding. Like on the legs, on the arms, on the face, it just comes together really nicely. The only thing I would say is maybe it's kind of like they've got all these like marks on his face. I kind of wish they carried around to the back. Like they can show they've done it with the Darth Vader minifigures. I think this one is no exception. Now let's move on to Sinestro. Sinestro is one of my favourite minifigures of the series as well. I mean, they're all amazing. Like, I'm probably going to say that about all of them, to be honest. But it's just, Lego really nailed it they really nailed it with this minifigure. You have the new lantern piece specifically only for this series really, with the yellow lantern, which just looks amazing. You also have a yellow lantern ring. I'm just going to take off the accessories though. But the minifigure itself, it looks amazing. I'm pretty sure it is a new face print even. This isn't just nicked off the previous Sinestro from like the Green Lantern rocket ship, because I think both sides had the yellow eyes, this one doesn't. But this is based off the classic design, and if any of you have been reading the new DC stuff with the Year of the Villain stuff that came out last summer, I think it's last summer, yeah. He actually got made into Perpetua's Throne, but he was wearing this outfit. So it's kind of an outfit that's had a comeback. So really great to get this in minifigure form. Now let's move on to one of the best in the series that only just missed out in the top three, because it's in the top, but it's in the top four. Joker. Now this is the Killing Joke Joker. I've watched the movie. Unfortunately, I don't have my hands on the comic because it's expensive, but it is such a good story. The Killing Joke is one of the defining stories of the Joker, and Lego has done a really good job. You've got this cotton candy piece which plays right into the playground where the Batman has his final showdown. You've got a Joker 1x2 printed calling card, but the minifigure itself, it is the Killing Joke Joker, and it just looks amazing. The fact that Lego even did the Killing Joke Joker is really, really surprising considering how dark the comic got. There's no back print, unfortunately, but it is just amazing. It's such a good minifigure. It's such a good comic. I'm so glad Lego did this, but I'm so surprised Lego did this. Now let's move on to Superman. Now when I got this, I actually knew what point in the DC universe this Superman is from. Now I can't remember. I want to say like New 52, maybe Rebirth, who knows. But it is really, really cool minifigure. I'm like on Superman. He's cool, but you know, it does have a really nice face print. You've got the Clark Kent like smiling style, and then you've got the laser eyes. I don't have the printed Daily Planet. I can't find that, but don't worry, I have all the other accessories. Now let's move on to Simon Baz, the Green Lantern. This is probably one of the favourite parts of my series, is the fact that they have a yellow lantern and a green lantern. It's kind of like they've got Batman and the Joker, so it's cool to have them bounce off each other. Same with Wonder Woman and Cheetah, but this is kind of more of an iconic thing, like Green Lantern versus Yellow Lantern, especially Sinestro. And Simon Baz is one of my favourite Green Lanterns. I really love him. He's just really cool, and his character development was incredible in the comics, and this printing is just amazing, like the little green lines that follow along. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed that didn't have is in the actual comics he has a tattoo in Arabic on his arm which glows green whenever he's using the Green Lantern ring, and I really wish they'd had that glowing green tattoo. That would have been so cool, but I guess that was Lego's decision. But the minifigure just does look amazing. We've got arm printing, we've got amazing print to the back of the head, and it comes together so nicely. It's such a good homage to an amazing character. Now let's move on to Batmite. Now before I get into the minifigure, I want to look at the piece that comes with. This is probably the best accessory in the series. It is it's Detective Comics, issue 27. It's properly printed. You've got the Batman minifigure that we get in the series right back here. And he's taking out some criminals. Oh, it is just such a cool piece. It really is. This is the kind of thing you expect from like one of those expensive Comic-Con sets. But I'm just going to put that aside for now. Looking under, it's kind of cool, but Batmite, for those of you who don't know, is like a fifth dimensional imp. They've dual molded the legs, which is amazing considering these are short legs. One of the most powerful beings in the DC universe because he's from the fifth dimension where the laws of physics don't apply because it's a dimension of imagination. But this minifigure is really good. I love it. I love the whole design, especially here, because he's a huge fan of Batman. but they've got he's got this like little flop on one of the ears, which is really cool, even though he's meant to be dressed up like Batman. It's just such a cute minifigure. Now let's move on to Cheetah. This is another great minifigure in the series. I'm pretty sure this obviously takes place before she actually turned into Cheetah. Like, she's just got a costume on. If you watch the Wonder Woman movie, she's properly like changed into a cheetah. She doesn't have the usual flesh tone, but she comes with a bag of money. Kind of cool accessory, but nothing too exciting. The printing on the minifigure is amazing though. They've properly gone all out. Got the leopard spots everywhere. They've done the tail. I love the tail piece, it's so cool. Like, the whole minifigure just works really well, and it does have a dual molded print. I swear this is like the Princess Leia print or something. I don't know, but the face print seems familiar. Leave in the comment section down below if you know which minifigure this has been on before, because I don't think this is exclusive to Cheetah. But now let's move on to... I have no idea what this minifigure is called. Now, I don't know their specific superhero name or their actual name, but I do know who they are. This is the daughter of Black Lightning. I'm almost 100% certain of it. What really gave it away was the yellow lightning pieces. But, I mean, it's another really sweet minifigure. I love this like hairpiece. It looks really cool. You've also got the printed armbands. Kind of, I want to say it's like Wasp or something, maybe, with the wings. But again, the wing piece is really, really cool. It just brings the minifigure together. This definitely seems like a much older design, though, and it does have a dual molded thing. But the only thing I would say is, of all the minifigures, this has the most boring legs in the entire series, hands down. There is no printing. It is just a pair of plain black legs, which is really disappointing. I'll have to look at the actual character, see whether they do have that. But yeah, although the accessories really nice. Now let's move on to the last minifigure, Jay Garrick. I'll be honest here, his accessory is probably my least favourite of the entire series, because it's just these lightning bolts that stick out his back. It kind of just ruins the aesthetic of the minifigure, so I'm going to take them off. Now, weird lightning bolts aside, this is just a gorgeous minifigure. It was the first one I got in the series. Simon Baz, I think I bought 2 packs, and I got Simon Baz and Jay Garrick, and I got them in double. But it even has little wings printed on the sides. Like, it does have leg printing. It's all like, Jay Garrick is quite a simple minifigure to do. It doesn't have a lot of complex printing, but they put a load of effort in, and the mould for the helmet, my god, it looks amazing. They do have the proper silver with the golden wings coming out the top. I love it. I have to say, it is just an outstanding minifigure, and some really good back printing. Hopefully we'll get like a Wally West, Flash, like the rest of the Flash family basically, but it's great to have Jay Garrick in there as well. Now let's move on to my final thoughts. So this is the first time I've ever actually got the entirety of a minifigure series, and there's a reason for that, because obviously I'm a huge DC fan, and this series is just one of the best series I have ever seen. I did get a few of the Harry Potter series and stuff, but then again, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I hate the films, especially the Fantastic Beasts films, which genuinely I've never seen worse films. The sequels the sequels are better, like by a long shot. That's how much I hate them. Not the sequels, but the Fantastic Beasts films. But these minifigures look amazing. Lego did an amazing job. Huge praise to Lego for designing this series. I'm putting it out. It is just amazing. I cannot say that enough. I would say they've done bigger series in the past. I would have loved to have seen them maybe throw in a few more unique like heroes that would never really get any time in a set because they're just so obscure. But despite that, they have done an incredible job. Well done, Lego. And to be honest, if you put them with the Lego Batman minifigure series, you can kind of get them all eventually. So yeah, before I go, I just want to say, please leave a question. If we can get 5 questions in the comment section, that'd be amazing. I can do the video. I really want to do this Q&A video to celebrate getting 150 subscribers. And again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. It means the world to me to get that many subscribers. And hopefully we'll go only bigger than from here. I mean, ideally, my dream would be to get onto the Lego Masters Lego Ambassadors Network or something, so I can get those sets early and review them for you guys, which would be amazing. But that's something for the long future when I start making a lot of good content and regularly. But until then, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.